That is launched, even with a little cut. That is huge. Right then guys, you've got to love that shot that opened the video. Now that was just a 7-iron, but it was one of the more modern, souped up, cranked down on loft, lightweight shafts, all about bombing the ball. But my concern is modern equipment hitting the ball too far? Right then guys, welcome to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the video, please consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell to make sure that you hear about any of my videos as soon as they drop. But the idea of today's video is modern equipment is getting more and more powerful, is hitting the ball further and further, and is it detrimental to your golf to have a 7-iron that potentially you can hit nearly 200 yards. So I'm going to hit a couple of shots with a blade, and then going to hit a few shots with the more modern 7-iron. We're going to look at the performance distance, and then we're going to talk about why it could really harm your golf to hit the 7-iron that far. Right then guys, so from that initial shot that initial shot opening the video, really long, I mean 185 carry, over 190 total, really bombing it out there, and great numbers, but what we've got to remember is that's a 7-iron, and some of this modern equipment, due to how it's designed, the lofts that the manufacturer are able to put in there, and the technology in the head, is really getting the ball out there a long way. So I've got a Blade 7-iron, TaylorMade P730 here. I'm just going to hit a couple of shots and see what I kind of remember of how a 7-iron used to perform. So it's very more traditional on loft, maybe not quite the loft the 7-iron was when I was a kid, but very often we're hitting real balls here. Titleist Pro V. I've got TrackMan on normalized just because it's very windy down here today. Okay, so a couple of 7-irons with just a blade. So good, solid strike. You can see ball speed 113 mile an hour. My club head speed at just under 89. So we see that first one there, 89 mile an hour club head speed. We've got ball speed at 114. Carry at just under 160 and total round about 162. So one more with the blade. So I've got a good swing, pretty good looking golf shot. Touch more ball speed there, just under 117. And we can see there, kind of just over 161 carry and just over 166 total. So that for me is very much kind of how I've always had in my head of how a 7-iron should perform. But is the modern equipment with the technology and what the manufacturers are doing with loft, is it hitting the ball too far? I'm going to hit a few shots with one of the more modern 7-irons. We're going to look at how far it's going, and then I'm going to question the distances and whether that's the be all and end all. I do appreciate a lot of you guys out there don't hit the ball as far as you would like, but this for me potentially creates some other issues. So like I said, more modern 7-iron now. I'll tell you the loft on this 7-iron after I've hit a few shots. So we see a big jump in ball speed, jumping up to 124. So even though that was a little bit cutty, 175, 180. So a little bit quicker club head speed as well. Shaft's a little bit lighter in this 7-iron. But let's just hit a few and let's see how far we can get one out there. So again, swing felt good. Got that ball speed nearly to 130 there. And that carry at 183, 188. So 2 or 3 more. Again, felt a good swing. Ball speed still considerably quicker. And 190 total. Let's 2 more, see if we can get up to that magic 200 number. So again, the interesting thing for me with the modern equipment is even though the lofts are cranked, we're going to look at launch angle and we're going to look at height of shots. Maybe see how the loft affects the spin, which is getting us a bit more distance. But let's hit one final one with the souped up 7-iron. So again, felt another good swing. Got my ball speed over 130 that time, which was great. That was big. So again, 186 carry, 191 total. Okay, so the loft on this 7-iron is 28.5 degrees. So considerably stronger loft than the P730. This is actually the TaylorMade M6. But let's look, even though this is much stronger loft, static at address, let's see what the launch angles are, let's see the peak height, and let's see what the spin rates are like, and then we'll talk about, is this modern equipment hitting the ball too far? So we see the best one with the blade. We know the ball speed was 117, but the launch angle is 20.6, height was 108 feet, and the backspin was 6,300. So pretty good. If we look at the best one with the M6, I swung it quicker because the shaft was lighter. 130.6 ball speed, so massive jump. Launch angle was only very fractionally lower at 20 degrees. Height of shot was higher because the ball's flown further at 132 feet. And the backspin was still at 5,200. So it did affect spin, and we can look at those shots there. So as we go from 20.6 to 20, so only half a degree in it, but we see a big pickup of almost 12 mile an hour in ball speed. We picked up 24 feet in peak height, and the backspin dropped down a little bit. Right then guys, so I know everybody out there, maybe not everybody, but most of you will be going, I'd love to hit my 7-iron. 190 through the air, 200 yards total. But what you've got to consider is if you're hitting 7-iron that far, you're going to be hitting pitching wedge 150, 160 through the air. So then from 150 and in, it's then a case of how many wedges are you carrying. Now a lot of guys out there are still only carrying pitching wedge and sand wedge, so there's huge gaps in their bag in the most important part of the game potentially, the scoring part. Now the thing with my game is if I was going to put a 7-iron like that TaylorMade M6 in the bag, I might have to carry, I mean I already carry 4 wedges, but I might have to carry 6 or 7 wedges in my bag to plug that gap. Now I know the comments will be that the 7 on the bottom doesn't matter, you know, it could say 5 on the bottom as long as it hits that distance. I understand that, and hopefully the idea of the videos that I do and all the other guys that are putting great content out there is to kind of help you guys understand about why the 7-irons are hitting it that far. I mean, we saw from the numbers that it's still launching like a 7-iron, it's still flying high like a 7-iron. It's maybe not spinning like we'd expect to see a 7-iron, but most of the performance is still 7-iron performance. But guys don't need to put those long irons in the bag anymore, but they do need to make sure that when they're getting fitted, and I'm sure when you're fitted you will get told this, that you need to have the appropriate number of clubs lower down in the bag that are going to help you score correctly, and help you if you're hitting your new driver that you've been fitted for, further out there, that you've got clubs that'll fit underneath where that pitching wedge does, certainly in between pitching wedge and sand wedge, and maybe even after the sand wedge. So guys, is modern equipment hitting the ball too far? Not for me, as long as you're fitted correctly. And I don't think there's too many guys out there that come to me and moan about hitting the 7-iron too far. But it is exciting to stand there and suddenly pick up extra yardage with those clubs. I've done a couple of fittings this morning where the golfers using old equipment have picked up between 20 and 30 yards with 7-iron. They just can't wait to get the new clubs in their hands. The big thing that we spoke about though was, even though they're losing clubs at the top end of the bag that they don't use, they're replacing them with more important clubs that are going to help them score. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video, something a bit different today. If you do, like and share it, comment below, I'll get back to as many of you as I can. If you don't already, subscribe to the channel by clicking the button, ringing the notification bell. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.